We're ready for chapter 2 of Dolphins at Daybreak. It's called The Reef. A breeze blew through the window. Seagulls cried. Waves lapped the shore. Annie picked up the riddle scroll. She unrolled it. Together she and Jack read the riddle. Rough and gray as rock, I'm plain as plain can be. But hidden deep inside, there's great beauty in me. What am I? So they have to solve a riddle, kids. Let's go find the answer, said Annie. She and Jack looked out the window. The tree house wasn't in a tree. It was on the ground. Why is the ground pink? Said Jack. I don't know, said Annie, but I'm going out there. Well, I'm going to do a little research first, said Jack. Annie climbed out of the tree house. Jack picked up the ocean book and flipped through it. He found a picture of a pink island surrounded by water. He read, "This is a coral reef. Corals are tiny sea animals. After they die, their skeletons remain. Over time, the reef builds up from stacks of coral skeletons." Oh man, said Jack. Tiny skeletons. He pulled out his notebook and wrote, "Millions of coral skeletons." Jack, Jack, come look at this, cried Annie. What is it? I don't know, but you're going to love it, she said. Jack threw his notebook and the ocean book into his backpack. He climbed out the window. Is it the answer to the riddle? He called. I don't think so. It doesn't look very plain, said Annie. She was standing at the edge of the water, and beside her was a strange-looking machine. Jack hurried over the bumpy coral to get a better look. The machine was half on the reef and half in the clear blue water. It looked like a huge white bubble with a big window. What do you think it could be, kids? Is it a special kind of boat? Asked Annie. Jack found a picture of the machine in the ocean book, and he read, "Scientists who study the ocean are called oceanographers. Sometimes they travel in small diving vessels called submersibles or mini-subs to study the ocean floor." It's a mini-sub, said Jack. He pulled out his notebook. Let's go get inside it, said Annie. No, no way, said Jack. But actually, he did want to see what it looked like on the inside, but he shook his head no. We can't. It's not ours. Oh, just a teeny tiny peek, said Annie. It might help us figure out the riddle. Jack sighed. Okay, but we have to be careful. Do not touch anything. Don't worry, said Annie, and take your shoes off so they won't get wet. He and Annie slipped off their shoes and socks and threw them toward the treehouse. Then they stepped carefully over the sharp coral. Annie turned the handle of the latch of the mini-sub and it opened. She and Jack climbed inside and the hatch slammed shut. The mini-sub was mini. It was tiny. 2 seats faced the big window, and in front of the seats was a computer built into a control panel. Annie sat right down. Jack opened the ocean book and read more on the mini-sub page. There they are getting in. Would you get in if you were Annie and Jack? I think I would. Mini-subs have strong hulls to keep air in and protect those aboard from water pressure. Computers are used to guide the mini-sub through the ocean. Oops, said Annie. What's wrong? Jack looked up. Annie was waving her hands in front of the computer. Now the screen showed a map. What is going on? Said Jack. I just pressed a few keys, said Annie. What? Said Jack. I told you not to touch anything. An air blower came on and the mini-sub jerked backward. Get out, said Jack. He and Annie scrambled for the latch. Jack grabbed the handle, but it was too late. The mini-sub slid off of the reef and dove silently down into the deep. Oh no. Well, this will be quite an adventure. Annie, she's always always messing around when she's not supposed to be. Oh, and that's the end. You know what? I'm going to pause and I'm going to go ahead and read chapter 3, and then I'll still put it up on Friday for you because I can't wait to see what happens.